Let's bring in former Arkansas governor and presidential candidate Mike Huckabee for more reaction about this. Welcome, Governor. Good to see you.
Well, thank you, Uma. And, you know, hearing this is just remarkable to me because I remember very vividly under Jimmy Carter in 1979 when we humiliated Taiwan by watching them have to leave the United Nations in disgrace as we broke diplomatic ties with a free country where people elected their government in order to placate communists. I don't understand what it is that we somehow think that we ought to deny people freedom. We're a freedom-loving country, and somehow kowtow to communism. I just think that's absurd.
So China is making this an issue because it's always been able to keep the heat on the U.S., reminding this White House and previous administrations that if they don't adhere to the one China concept, it will not be cooperative in trade deals, etc. We often see the U.S. giving in to China. In this case, Donald Trump says Taiwan's president simply called him to offer congratulations on his election victory. Do you think China is using this situation to test the incoming Trump team, and is it an overreaction?
Oh, I think it's absolutely an overreaction on the part of China and the part of the Democrats. But you got to remember that this White House and the Democratic Party thought the greatest thing we could ever do is go down and open diplomatic relationships with Cuba, despite the fact that they had murdered a lot of people and imprisoned tens of thousands. I don't understand this. We ought to be celebrating freedom. We ought to be uniting with the people around the world who elect their own leaders, who punish their leaders when they do wrong, who operate with free enterprise and give people freedom of speech. I've been to both Taiwan many times. I've been to China. Try to log on to the internet when you're in China and see how many things you can't access because they restrict any type of free engagement and transparency. That's not true in Taiwan. So, you know, if China is going to dictate what America does, this is absurd. I'm proud to see Donald Trump have that conversation, and I think it bodes well for him taking a stand that says we'll talk to whoever we wish to talk to.
Yeah, he certainly is not going to be playing by the rules that other administrations have played by. We can expect that for sure. You know, Mr. Trump put out this tweet that Brian mentioned earlier saying it's interesting how the U.S. sells Taiwan billions of dollars of military equipment, but I should not accept a congratulatory call. Doesn't he make a good point about the irony of all this?
Oh, he absolutely does. We have many products that come to the U.S. from Taiwan, many American products that go to Taiwan from the U.S. We've had an incredible relationship with Taiwan back since the revolution of China, when, you know, there was the group that fled and created a separate Republic of China instead of the People's Republic. I don't know what the big fuss is about other than it's a real test of whether Donald Trump is going to lead the American people the way he wants or whether he's going to do what a lot of administrations have done, and that's let the Chinese dictate to an American president what we will and what we won't do. I think it is incredibly refreshing to see a U.S. president say, America will do what it doggone well wants to, and if you don't like it, then you'll have to deal with it.